Hey everyone, my name is Josh Kroenke. Yeah, just like the owner of the Denver Nuggets. But I'm not into basketball or management, and I'm definitely not a billionaire. What I do know is cars, and that's exactly what I talk about on this channel. All right, enough with the intro. Let's get into today's
May
topic.
9, 2023, 15:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Imagine sitting at a stoplight. The noise of your car engine below you suddenly stops and your car shuts off. When you take your foot off the brake, the engine starts up again. In the automotive industry, it's called a start-stop system. It was originally in hybrids, but now it's moved into mainstream vehicles as a way to address fuel economy and exhaust problems, said AAA spokeswoman Georgian L. Blumlin. Does turning off the engine at stoplights really save gas? One of the most common questions is whether this system really saves gas and whether it is possible to get the same benefits by simply turning off your traditional engine at traffic lights. A campaign promoted by Sustainable America says the answer is yes, emphatically. According to their reports, if the engine is going to idle for more than 10 seconds, in neutral and without acceleration, it is worth disconnecting it. This organization assures that the extra cost of starting it will be compensated by the savings of having it turned off. Sustainable America offers two other interesting facts, referring to the United States, but more or less extrapolated. Each driver spends 16 minutes a day idling. Switching off the engine saves between 121 and 242 liters a year. Does the engine use more fuel when it is started? Is this really the case? As long as the car is stationary, it will save. It is a legend that the engine consumes more fuel when starting than when idling. When it is cold, yes, it is true that it injects a little more fuel to compensate for condensation, but as soon as it warms up, and this happens immediately, it injects just the right amount, says the head of Hyundai's technical department, Juan Pedro Garcia Acuero. Fuel economy depends on engine temperature. The conclusion seems clear. As long as the engine is at the right temperature, it is worthwhile to stop the engine during this process, even if they are short. If it is stopped, it stops consuming, and the longer it is stopped, the greater the savings. Is the car's engine affected by this practice? However, there are nuances, and they are not irrelevant. It all really depends on how long you are going to be stationary. There is a boundary where the fuel savings outweigh the potential problems arising from constantly turning the engine off and starting it, warns the Hyundai expert. For starters, the starter motor can be affected, because it is designed for a certain number of cycles. Approximately 50,000. If someone uses the car every day and turns the engine off and on 20 times a day, which in a big city would not be uncommon, in 7 years it reaches that number of uses and is compromising the engine's service life. In models with start-stop, on the other hand, the number of cycles is multiplied by 6. The car's battery can also be compromised. The battery also comes into play in this operation, as Garcia Acuero explains. The models with automatic stop and start feature gel batteries with higher energy density, capable of maintaining better performance over a longer period. They also include a sensor that detects the state of charge. If it is below 80%, the start-stop does not stop the engine to avoid problems. A conventional battery, on the other hand, will discharge much more easily and you will end up replacing it, but the cost of replacing it may not be worth the full savings. In conclusion, the decision to turn off your engine at traffic lights can be a nuanced one. While studies suggest that idling for more than 30 seconds can waste fuel, the benefits of shutting off your engine depend on various factors, including the length of the stop and the vehicle type. For shorter stops, it may be more efficient to keep the engine running, while longer waits can justify turning it off. Ultimately, being mindful of your driving habits and considering the specific circumstances can lead to better fuel efficiency and reduced emissions. Making informed choices not only saves gas but also contributes to a more sustainable environment. Thank you for watching, and drive smart.